Let's talk about the best check deposit services. So if you are interested in this kind of service, you really want to watch this review from A to Z. Number 5, we have US Global Mail. Our score, 8.8 over 10. So when it comes to check deposit services, US Global Mail is really kicking ass. They're really great. They do a lot of services, primarily around check deposit, but also have ancillary services. Okay. You have 100% guarantee. So really, if you don't like the service, you can cancel. We love that a lot. Like anytime we have a provider that offers a 100 guarantee sort of feature, we love that a lot. They have permanent street addresses, virtual mailbox, no limits in terms of your check deposits. Okay. They have flexible plans. It's just fantastic. What we love about US Global Mail when it comes to check deposit services is that you can upgrade, you can downgrade, you can cancel anytime. So we love the flexibility. Okay. Here, it's really great. And their customer service, fantastic. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. In today's conversation, we are quickly talking about check deposit services. Okay. So when we talk about check deposit services, how does it work with US Global Mail? So basically, you have to sign up first, okay, and you get a virtual US address. So their check deposit services is coming. Those services are in conjunction with their virtual mailbox services. So you first need to sign up so you can get your virtual US address, okay, and you use this address and forward mail from your office to your new US GM address. It's really important to understand that. And when we talk about your mail, it can be your checks, it can be anything. Like this is the address you give your bank, so that when you actually get a check or a check from anybody else, you can give this address to your providers, to your vendors, to your customers, and to anybody else who is going to pay you. Then you actually use this address. And then what will happen here is that, so when you actually get the mail, when you got a check, the US Global Mail they'll process everything. So your paper mail becomes digital. So your mail arrives at US Global Mail, location, and they will send you a notification and upload images of your mail in your secure virtual mailbox. So you actually get 24/7, 365 access to your mail. Okay. This is fantastic. So what about the pricing? I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is a pricing for personal and for business. All right, number 4, we have Earth Class Mail. Our score, 9 over 10. So when you think about Earth Class Mail, they have an excellent check deposit service that's really fast, that's really transparent. We love the transparent pricing because, see, the thing is in this industry, some players, they like to play games, they like to play games and trying to confuse the hell out of you, giving you a very confusing sort of a pricing plan. But we love the fact that Earth Class Mail is really putting things on the table, being very transparent. We love that. So at Earth Class Mail, how does the check deposit process really works? So checks are scanned at their secure facilities. Okay. So what will happen here is that they will send you a copy. So you review your scanned checks online. So you tell them what and where to deposit. So basically you can say, this one, I want you to deposit it at this bank. This one, I want you to deposit at that bank. So you actually have a choice. You have the ability to give instructions. This is really good. Okay. And so once you do that, you actually complete the process. In other words, they will electronically endorse your checks and finalize your deposit slip. And, you just get paid. So your prepared deposit is sent to your bank and that's it. Okay. By the way, boss, let me quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the best check deposit services. Okay. The top 5. Now, the whole thing is that with the Earth Class Mail, you have the ability to get your money faster by automating your check deposits. So you have easy setup. So there are no credit checks, no contracts, no startup fees, no deposit limits. So you can deposit any amount with and no per check limits. This is really good. So if you're depositing a $10,000 check versus a $1,000 check or a $100 check, you are paying the same thing. Okay. You have security. So you basically, everything is processed at the Earth Class Mail's very secure facilities. Okay. You can deposit to any US bank. You can use multiple banks or multiple accounts. No problem. You have automation. So you can set up rules for automated deposits. You have complete content scans. We love that a lot. Every page is digitized into a fully searchable PDF. So you actually have instant access to your data. This is fantastic. What we love also, we also love the integrations that Earth Class Mail offers. So you can send data to your preferred bookkeeping software, QuickBooks, Wave, Zero, whatever it is. Okay. And in terms of the length of time it takes to deposit your checks, it takes about 2 to 3 business days for Earth Class Mail to process your check and send it to your bank. So here is the pricing on the screen for Mailbox plans, and the pricing on the screen for mailroom plans. All right, number 3 we have here iPostal 1. Our score 9.4 over 10. When you think about iPostal 1, I want you to think about one of the OGs in the virtual mailbox industry. Okay, but in today's conversation, we're not talking about virtual mailbox. We're talking about check deposit. And when it comes to check deposits, iPostal 1 is also kicking ass severely. Okay, they actually will deposit your check directly into your account as long as your bank accepts mail-in deposits. So this is really cool. We love the fact that they will process your orders real quick, real fast. And what we love about iPostal 1 is that they are really fast and their customer service impeccable. Fantastic. Okay. But where iPostal 1 really shines is virtual mailbox. So think about the check deposit as an ancillary, as a secondary service to the main service, which is a virtual mailbox or a digital mailbox. Okay. And so what we love about iPostal 1 is that their check deposit is really fast. So they'll process your incoming checks on the same day. They even have a premium service, so they'll take care of you like within 1 or 2 or 3 hours, depending on the backlog on that day. Sometimes the staff is really busy. They're really overwhelmed. But I would say overall, the service is really fast. We love that a lot. And for us, what's really important also is data privacy. Because see, when it comes to check deposit, you're talking about money, right? Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Something happens, somebody actually stealing your data and depositing into their account. You can lose money real fast. And this is where iPostal 1 really helps you out, because they secure your data. They take care of your privacy. They take care of a customer's privacy really seriously. We love that a lot. And their document scanning process is really fast. Here is the pricing for iPostal 1 as of the date of this show. So we have 3 pricing plans. I'm going to show this first on the screen. We have virtual mailing address plans and pricing. Then we have virtual business address plans and pricing. And then we have virtual office plans and pricing. So you can see all the constellation of services and pricing plans that iPostal 1 has. Number 2 here, I want to talk to you about traveling mailbox. Our score, 9.5 over 10. So when you think about traveling mailbox, again, you're speaking about another OG in the digital mailbox world that actually offers ancillary services such as check deposit. Okay. What we love about traveling mailbox is that not only their customer service is really fantastic, they actually are really fast also. But what we love the most is that they digitize everything and they notify you real quick. I mean, think about it. Like they'll say like, listen, boss, we've done everything. Here is your data. What should we do with it? They notify you real fast. So we love that a lot. Okay. And we have seen cases where traveling mailbox personnel have reached out to our folks, to our clients within 1 or 2 hours. Think about it. 1 or 2 hours. They're really taking care of business, your business, literally. Okay. So you basically, if you sign up with traveling mailbox, you can deposit your checks while traveling. Okay. So the traveling mailbox check deposit service allows you to deposit your paper checks directly to your bank account while traveling, okay, in an RV or living as an expat somewhere around the world. Doesn't really matter. Okay. And using your online mailbox via your desktop or laptop, PC, or traveling mailboxes, mobile apps on iOS and Android, you can have the company mail your paper check directly to your banking institution to be deposited. Fantastic. By the way, boss, let me quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the top 5 best check deposit services. Okay. Now, how does everything work when it comes to check deposits with traveling mailbox? Well, very simple. So an envelope with a check arrives, right? So as you are checking your mail in your traveling mailbox, you discover a check has arrived that you need to have sent to your bank to be deposited. This could be Chase, it can be PNC, it can be Truist, it can be Citi, whatever. So first option, you see the envelope with the check that arrives. Second thing, you need to actually request deposit from desktop or mobile app. So after requesting an envelope to be opened and scanned and discovering a check inside, you can now request the check to be sent to your bank. And third, basically what will happen here is that traveling mailbox will mail your check to your bank. Okay. So they will endorse your check and they will put for deposit only and include a custom deposit slip and slip it to your bank with a tracking number. So all checks are mailed within 24 hours of the request. Fantastic. Okay. Here is a pricing for a traveling mailbox as of the date of this show. Number one, the best of the best when it comes to check deposit services. In our view, virtual post mail. Our score 9.8 over 10, boss. 9.8 over 10. So virtual post mail has a fantastic check deposit service. They allow you to deposit any checks received in your virtual post mail account without having to go to the bank. Okay. And what we love about virtual post mail is that their service when it comes to check deposit is very simple and very convenient. Okay. So you are able to deposit checks you receive in your virtual post mail account. So when you receive a check in your mailbox, you can request to have it deposited into your bank account, and your request is processed and your deposit is mailed out within 16 to 24 hours. Okay. So your bank processes the deposit and credits your account with the money. Fantastic. And so there are a lot of benefits when you use virtual post mail's check deposits service. You have convenience, right? It's very easy. Like you can submit a deposit request online in minutes and save yourself from going to the bank. We know how time crucial is these days. Okay. And it's very easy to use, very convenient, very easy to use. It's fast, cost effective. You can deposit to any bank. So there are no limits, even the smaller banks. Okay. We're talking about your local banks, even credit unions. Okay. Not just banks. Look, you have credit unions also. They do accept US payments. And you have the global aspect of this service that we love a lot at virtual post mail. In other words, you can deposit your checks no matter where you are in the world. Virtual post mail lets you receive and deposit checks remotely without being there in person. Okay, so in terms of pricing, there are no monthly fees or minimum number of deposits per month. You pay only what you use. This is really good. Okay, so you have per deposits, you have additional checks. You have mail delivery method, and you have service fees. So each deposit includes mail delivery using USPS first class with tracking. So if you wish to use other delivery options such as priority mail, express mail, extra service charges will apply. And in terms of service fees, those are directly billed to your account and deducted from your account balances. Okay. And this is really what it is. Now, I want you to look on the screen right now. Here is a pricing for virtual post mail as of the date of this show. All right. So this was the ranking. Now let's first have an overview about the whole topic of check deposits, because it's really important to really understand. So how do you use the check deposit facility of a virtual mailbox? Okay. Because the whole thing here is that if you have a virtual mailbox, you really want you want convenience, right? And you're traveling around the world, or you're so busy, you don't want to, you're not where you should be physically, which is fine anyway. So how do you use the check deposit facility? Well, first of all, you have to check to make sure that your virtual mailbox provider has the check deposit sort of option. Okay. So what is a check deposit facility, by the way? Well, first of all, it's just a system that allows you to actually get your checks deposited for you virtually. In other words, you instruct the service provider to actually deposit your checks in your bank on your behalf. That's all. And it's just like, so they will endorse the check. They will put like deposit only. Okay. And that's it. One thing I need to say here is that you are able to deposit checks received in your virtual mailbox without having to deposit them yourself. Okay. And the cool thing is that if you have, let's say you are banking at one of those institutions that don't have a lot of branches. Okay. Or you have to drive to the nearest town. You have to drive 3 or 4 hours before you see the nearest branch. This could be problematic. But if you use a service such as a check deposit service, everything is streamlined for you. Okay. And so how do check deposit facilities work? So when using a mailbox service, your mail will be delivered to the virtual addresses that you choose upon signing up for the service, right? So, so the thing here is that if you have, let's say, let me give you an example. If you have a check deposit facility that's managed by U.S. Global Mail, for example, when a piece of mail arrives at that U.S. address, an image of the envelope package is scanned by the service provider, and an alert is then sent via the app to the user, or even sometimes they use email also. So the user then checks the email notification, sees what the mail is, and then decides what they want to happen next. Okay. It's all about it. This whole thing is instruction driven. You have to let the service provider know what to do next. Okay. If you don't act, they're not going to do anything. Let me give you a few pro tips before we close today's conversations. So here are some of the most important steps you need to follow for depositing a check. Okay. So basically you need to and what we have seen here is that these steps are similar across most service providers. So they are as follows. You submit a check deposit request via the app or online portal. The service will mail the check to your bank on file, normally within 24 hours. You receive an alert that the check has been sent. The bank receives and processes the deposit. So depending on the check clearance times, the money should show in your account within 5 to 7 working days. Okay. Now, one thing I need to really specify this is that not all virtual mailbox services offer check deposit facilities. Okay. And it's really important to really remember that. And how much does it cost to use a check deposit service? It really depends on the provider. Okay. You can have charges as minimally as, $3 all the way, and this could go all the way to $20. Okay. Now there are a lot of benefits when it comes to using a check deposit service. When you really think about it, you have convenience. It's very easy. It's fast and it's affordable, especially, if you are a digital nomad, or if you are just a leisure traveler, or you're just a normal business owner and you happen to live in a small town in Rhode Island, for example. You want to have a great address in a prestigious address in New York, on New York's Fifth Avenue, for example, or Wall Street, whatever prestigious address you want to have. It will be very great to have a virtual mailbox, and a virtual mailbox usually comes with a check deposit service. Okay. And so those are really the stuff you have to think about. So convenience, because you can deposit checks without needing to ask a family member back home to do it for you. It's very easy to set up. Once you have the service, the service can manage any checks that you receive. It's really fast. So they actually deposit checks within 24 hours of receipt. Think about it, 24 hours. Okay. And it's affordable because most virtual mailbox providers charge reasonable rates for the deposit service. Okay. So there you have it. So you have all the information you need to have when it comes to the check deposit services. Before we close to this conversation and do a recap here, I want to show you our virtual mailbox service evaluation approach. So we are going to show on the screen. All the 3 or 4 screenshots, and we are going to let at least 10 seconds within each screenshot, so you have a clear idea about our evaluation approach. We have a strict methodology on this show when it comes to evaluating everything around virtual mailboxes and virtual addresses. So please look on the screen right now to see all the different different ways we analyze virtual mailbox services. All right, let's quickly recap here. So number 1, we have virtual post mail. Our score 9.8 over 10. Number 2, we have traveling mailbox. Our score 9.5 over 10. Number 3, we have iPostal 1. Our score 9.4 over 10. Number 4, we have Earth Class Mail. Our score 9 over 10. Number 5, last but not the least, we have a US Global Mail. Our score 8.8 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.